President, absolute majority. I accept the motion. Is the motion seconded? Yes. Does anyone wish to speak to the motion? This is just a suspension, Minister. Okay. Member for Hyson, did you wish to speak to the motion?
I do. The opposition opposes the motion, and I'll just indicate for the benefit of the House that this motion to suspend is moved in circumstances where the opposition's been notified of the bill that I think the minister has named in the title of the motion, but that's about all. The government has afforded the opposition a briefing on the bill that commenced at around 10 minutes to 1 this afternoon. That was after the Premier and the Minister, so far as I could tell in company with one or two members of another place, gave a media conference at around midday. All of that's to provide some context then to the question that's asked at the briefing. What is the urgency that might lead to the desirability from the government's point of view, let alone the necessity, to move with such haste as to suspend standing orders here today in the midst of the second reading debate on the budget? And I think I can put it as bluntly as at least just immediately prior to the Leader of the Opposition getting on his feet at 11 o'clock this morning, this was new news to the opposition, and so I think we've heard some reference to the fact that the government has told all of us on this side of the House, let alone all South Australians, that in the midst of the second reading debate on the budget, the government's decided to interrupt what is undoubtedly important government business, arguably the most important bill of the year, which needs to be passed within the next couple of days so that we can get on with a committee of the whole House over an extended period of time in the estimates process, to interrupt that to introduce this bill. So what's the urgency? The question was put in the course of the briefing, I think in a whole range of different ways, to the Minister, to the Minister's staff and to the departmental advisor who was gracious enough to come along and do what could reasonably be done to walk us through this bill. But I stress a little more than a couple of hours ago, and there's no particular answer that's been given to the opposition about what the particular urgency is. And so we're all left with, and members in this place, I'm sure, will be forgiven for not having acquainted themselves with the contents of this bill in any sort of detail at all. I know that the bulk of the members of my party made themselves available at that particularly short notice. Appreciate the opportunity for a government briefing, appreciate the invitation for all of us to come if we possibly could. But that's far from all of us, and there's a good reason why when a bill is introduced by the government, let alone one that's just sort of emerged out of the blue like this, it sits on the notice paper at least overnight so that those who need responsibly to discharge their obligations to their electors and their legislative duties have at least that period of time in which to consider what's on the government's agenda. And of course, you know, par for the course in the usual run of things is that, you know, we see the government business sitting on the notice paper for considerably longer than that, and for debate to be allowed and so on. But at the very least, the haste with which this has been brought to the Parliament, as I say, in the particular context in which we're in the midst, maybe, you know, early stages of that necessary second reading debate on the budget, begs the question, you know, is this some sort of attempt to run interference on the budget being in the focus at this time? Is there some other reason for changing the subject in the midst of that important debate? And while the government couldn't answer the question about the urgency at that briefing a couple of hours ago, one thing that the government could give a clear answer to me about was the response to my question, well, has the Adelaide City Council published a view about this bill? And the answer to that question was no. And the following question, has the Adelaide City Council seen the bill? And the answer to that question was no as well. And you know, I haven't got this firsthand from the Lord Mayor, but I understand it on reasonably good authority that the Lord Mayor happens to be away on business overseas in Europe, and that this might be coming as news to the Lord Mayor of the Adelaide City Council while she's away in Europe undertaking, as I understand it, council business. And so what's the Adelaide City Council to make of a bill that, as far as I can see, resembles more a contract than a piece of legislation, sort of document that looks a little bit like a contract where one party's being told what's going to happen, and it's not clear what that other party's view is. All of this goes to the question as to why, in these circumstances, it is either desirable, let alone necessary, for this House to grant the government its desire to suspend the standing orders. Now, surely the government's not sort of afraid of the Lord Mayor or something, you know, afraid of what the Adelaide City Council might do if it was given the proper amount of time to take this in. Surely the government's not, you know, afraid of the sort of scrutiny that would come in the ordinary course of a bill like this. You know, many might have thought that the government would be very happy to see this aired in the proper and usual way. So I can stand here, Mr Deputy Speaker, and indicate from the opposition's point of view, there is a surprise, to say the least, that, you know, we're somehow, you know, at nearly 4 p.m. On the Tuesday of the sitting week that's dedicated to the budget debate, you know, sidelining all of that so that we can urgently progress through a debate in this place about a bill that is of central importance, undoubtedly, to the Adelaide City Council as a responsible entity that it affects, and all of those residents and businesses, stakeholders, you know, large groups of them that I expect are similarly, understandably, none the wiser about this legislation. So, you know, what I'd be seeking to persuade members of this place of the merits of, at this relatively late hour of the afternoon, is that there not be support given for the suspension of standing orders this afternoon, but rather that the Minister instead move in the usual way to progress the bill as soon as tomorrow, if that's his wish. The Minister has chosen not to address the motion on the suspension, and so even right now on the floor of this place, we're none the wiser. The motion to suspend is without merit and it should be opposed.
Minister, do you wish to respond? No, you don't. Okay. The question